Welcome back, everyone. So today we're looking at Copic markers, and so I'm kind of showing you my system, and I'm going to show you this chart, which is how I sort of know what I have. I don't have all the Copic markers. I'm short 125 or so, but I have a good selection. And so today we're going to look at this is how I typically look at my Copic. I have card sets, and they're specifically numbered. So these are my swatch package, and I ordered this online so that I could track what I have. And I'll see if you can see here. These are set up so you have the light version, a medium version, and the solid version. This is where you do 1 swipe, 2 swipes, and 3 swipes of your Copic onto the swatch, and you get sort of a sample of how it looks at various densities. So I've done that, and that works pretty well. It's particularly handy. I always take this when I go to the art store for shopping. So I take my little packet in there with me to shop so that I know I'm getting a marker I don't already own, because I have successfully repurchased the same marker a few times because I have thought I didn't have something and I rebought it. Okay, so today I'm going to switch this up. Well, that's my cat Static. And so today I'm going to put this up in the container here real quickly. All right, so today we're going to look at doing your face. I did it as a wheel just to make it easier for me to understand my face colorations, face tones in Copic with what I own already. So this is just markers I already currently own, and I took the wheel that I used in an earlier color wheel, and I did my face tones on this so that I can see them, and I found this really useful. It's a way to combine what you have to achieve different facial tones and at a glance. So I can look at this and say, oh, this is what this would look near that. If I wanted to switch up some color to get a different effect in a face. So I'm loosely planning on doing a bunch of heads for you so that you can see what each of these looks like on an illustrated face. That won't happen today because I'm heading to writer's group in a few minutes. But it might happen fairly soon since I already have the drawings. I have enough drawings of different people that I could do a headset. And I think that some people might like that. So what I did, took my wheel. You want to start off with your base coat, and then so this is what you put down first is this top row, this row here. And then you decide what skin tones you're heading for, whether they have reds in them, which is the R. This is a yellow red. The YR is a yellow red. The E is actually kind of your browns. And the red, like I said, is the R. So you have various base colors that you'll start off with. And generally, these are really light. And typically, they are the quadruple zeros or the triple zeros. There are a couple other, like E50 is fairly light too. But you'll find your base colors on your Copic are in that kind of range. And then you'll come down to a little bit, you'll go in the direction you're going, which may be toward the reds, maybe toward the browns, maybe in the yellow reds, which I have a few of those. And then I noticed that typically I would come down 10 numbers or so. Copic doesn't really lay out their numbers. Exactly what I would say is intuitive. So you kind of look for colors that are going in the direction. But you can see I went from R01 to R11 on this one to R30. So you're skipping down in their number set, by 10 or 15 or even just one or two, if that's the way they paired them, to get toward your darker, towards your shadow opportunities in a color range, depending on what skin tones you're trying to show. And if they have a more yellower base, then you would have a slightly yellower brown at your start. And if you wanted to bring out reds in the skin tone, you can see I have some reds showing in some of these. In your lighter skin tones, this has a yellower base with reds and yellows being predominant till the very bottom one. So when you're selecting, you do your base over your entire face, and then you start bringing in your other facial tones and deciding where you're going to put highlights and where you're going to use evidence of makeup even on your character. And the other thing I didn't show here, but I should, is that you will also likely want to get yourself something like this, a jelly roll, that will allow you to come in and do white spots. Because a lot of times when you're doing a face, you want a highlight point, like say in the eyeball, or in part you may put these on the cheeks even. So you'll want to have an ability to come in with white. This is after your face is done. So I just highlighted the sort of the darker range there for you. So you'll want a pen like this, Jelly Roll 10 from Sakura, to accent your faces. So anyway, this was a quick look at how Copic markers and face tones can work, and based on the colors I already have. Oh, pardon me. You want to start any kind of color sampling set you have with what you have, so that you're not pushing yourself to go back in the store and buy something unless you absolutely have to. They're not cheap. Copics are notably not cheap, but and there are 300 and some colors that you can get over your set. And so you're likely missing some, like I am, and you want to do your color work without having to spend more money and buy more products, particularly now with things going into recession. So as you move forward and your colors availability becomes less, these markers, I think they come from Japan. I could be wrong, but I don't anticipate they're going to stay as inexpensive as they were 4 months ago, and as available as they were. So I have to look at working with what I have and filling in what I need now if I really need specific colors. And Copic has refills that you can get for each of the markers. So, if there's some markers that you use quite a lot, you may want to order those refills right now and try to get them while stock is still available that isn't super expensive. Anyway, this is face tones for Copic markers. This is a Bristol board. Hammer Mill 100 is similar. Doesn't transfer through totally, but you get a little bit of bleed through, so be aware of that. But this was turned out to be a fun little project, and I really liked how it turned out, because I can take this at a glance and go, oh, I want to be in this color range for this particular character. And this gives me a good, a view of how I can add to those colors, because Copic are an alcohol marker. They allow you to blend, so I can layer this on top of this and they will blend together, and I can accent with shadows that are down in this range, and they'll blend together and look good. So if that's one of your projects, enjoy. You can contact me. I'll leave my email address in the description, and I will send you this as a black and white base. I'll send you that as a file that you can print out on your own printer, like a laser printer. You can print it out on 100-pound hammer mill, which is a typical cover stock that almost all printers can handle. And you can print out as many of these as you want and use them for your upcoming projects and make it a little easier for you to do your work. Enjoy.